Does this strike you as riveting gameplay?
Then you
Pick
should
up
be.
dice.
Yes.
Flip over miniatures. Lock the controls of your buddy's cards. Welcome to the world of Tabletopia. I will be your guide. My name is Franz. I'm Wesker. This is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the board game, where I'm Wesker.
So yeah,
And Franz.
Welcome to the Phil Road Express. We are doing another review of an online virtual
Of a
board
game we
game
didn't bother to study.
thing. Yes, we have never played this game before, but we
We
thought
have
it
no
would just
idea how to play it now.
yeah.
And Sean's doing an amazing job. Look at him stack those miniatures. What fine detail.
So
You can find all this and more in Tabletopia.
So I'm Joshua Thomas. You've got Topher Lachey, or Franz, and then you've got Sean, and we are here to talk about...
Sean doesn't have a last name. He traded it for his ability to manipulate these fantastic miniatures.
we're here
build a
to
tower.
give you guys a review on Tabletopia and compare it to the other very popular
I'm
board
losing
game
frame
simulator,
rate.
which is Tabletop Simulator. All right, let's first start off talking about what is Tabletopia.
It's exactly what you see here. Tabletopia is simply a medium to play Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the board game.
Yes, and nothing else.
It's the only game.
Oh man! So Tabletopia is much like Tabletop Simulator in that it is a virtual board game playing device. It's basically a physics simulator that people put board games in.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like Flappy Bird, but with poker.
So in this thing, you can download it from Steam and possibly some other.
And it's free. It's
Yeah.
totally
You can just
free.
go to their
It
website.
costs-
Yeah, you can just go to
Just
their
go
website.
to www.tabletopia.com/Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the board game.
You download it for free, like on Steam or via their website, and then you play it, and you just get access to a ton of games that many of which are either free to play or maybe you need a premium account to play them.
It fell.
Yeah, trying to stack these things.
You can test a lot of games that you would otherwise have to buy first, only to be disappointed in later.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not Resident Evil
Games
3
like Resident Evil
Nemesis,
3.
the board game.
So in Tabletop Simulator, this is what one of the games looks like.
It looks
no,
like
well-
it looks like a pile of miniatures with cards.
Yeah, this is actually the most important part of the game in the setup. Is you put everything in the box as if like your little brother put it away, so that it's all terrible. And you know.
So what you see us doing
the
here,
perfect thing to do.
one of the big things to note about Tabletopia is that, like we said, it's basically a physics simulator that has board games in it. So it does not know the rules of the board games. You're basically free to play however you want if you don't know how, but you've got to learn the rules of the game if you want to actually experience it. So unlike if you've ever played Board Game Arena has the rules coded into it so that it can kind of help you along, but also you kind of can't cheat in those games. In this game, you can make mistakes. You can pile every single component up in the middle of the table or in the middle of your virtual play area, because if you zoom out,
Then
there's
throw it at the trash. Here
there's
it goes.
nothing here.
Goodbye.
There's lots of free-to-play games, lots of free-to-play two-player or solo, and then there's lots that you have to pay for or have the premium account or membership in order to play. So what are some things that you enjoy about Tabletopia?
Well, for one thing, it has a lot of games on it that you can play, and that's totally free, and there's no issues, there's no problems.
Yeah.
That's that's good. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff doesn't have that, and it is all so that they can actually sell these games to you. whether in physical form or not.
Yep.
And
I was completely
it
serious. I was completely serious when I said that it's great that you can play a bunch of games. We played Santorini a long time ago. We played Santorini. That's the first time I ever played Santorini, and I figured, okay, is this going to be a good game? Is this going to be a bad game? I ended up getting it in person.
Yeah.
In the meat zone, as we call it.
Yeah.
That's a working title.
And that's so one of the great things about Tabletopia or any of the virtual board gaming apps is that, especially in times like this that we're in, you can still play board games with your friends, and you can be states apart. You can be halfway across the world, but hey, if you guys still want to have your board game night on Friday or Saturday or whenever, you guys can just get online. We communicate through Discord, which is how we're talking to each other right now. So, you know, we turn on Discord, we turn on Tabletopia or another app, and then we find a game to play and we play it.
Hey, are you currently experiencing a pandemic in your region? Well, check out Tabletopia and play Pandemic the game. No, not Pandemic. I mean Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the board game.
And there the physics just went crazy.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, to be fair, we are testing the limits.
We are definitely testing the limits to this physics generating app. So
like a second and Charles threw up in here.
So one thing that I really like about this particular app is that while Tabletopia definitely has a larger, a tabletop simulator has a larger library, I would say overall Tabletopia just seems a bit more stable in terms of just glitches and the game not crashing.
This is stable.
Yeah. We've literally just thrown every piece of this board into the center of it, and we're still going around just fine.
Yeah, clearly you're not going to learn much about. Hold on, let me zoom in on Resident Evil 3, the board game.
Nemesis.
But
it doesn't say that anywhere, but they wouldn't know.
There's Jill.
Jillian Valentino.
Indeed. So another thing that I also enjoy about this is its user interface. I feel like this user interface compared to Tabletop Simulator is a little bit more intuitive, just a little bit easier to navigate. Like you've got hotkeys in this, just like in TTS. You've got these different tokens that, oh hey, did it glitch out? No, I just didn't grab it. You've got these different tokens that you can interact with, and in this case, this one actually has a number system that you can move up and down to represent your handgun ammo.
Interact with it. Interact with your buddies. Completely screw up how much health or bullets he might have.
Yes, this is absolutely something we don't do, though, because we take board gaming very seriously. And if
don't lie to them. Josh, don't lie to them.
If you've seen some of our other Tabletopia videos in which we're actually playing the game, and you might see a couple glitches here and there, namely with being able to pick up a card and move it around once someone else has grabbed it. But that's really one of the only glitches I've seen in this particular app.
I've lost my ability to grab things.
It's also easy to, you've got this one button click, and then you can see most, if not all, of the different button combinations and different controls for playing basically any of the board games that are on Tabletopia.
Now, I will say, in Tabletop Simulator's defense, there's a lot that you can do in that game that you just can't do in Tabletopia.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just an incredible wealth of stuff that you're able to put in. You can make your own models for stuff. You can have like a little tablet that could bring up web pages in the virtual space that you can then show to other people. Topher only uses it to show Pornhub, but you can do it for whatever.
There's even a pen tool where you can write on the table itself.
Yeah. You can draw penises, yes.
Yes. In Tabletopia, there's none of that, but at the same time, that kind of goes towards its reliability, whereas Tabletop Simulator has way more gadgets. It also has way more things that can glitch, but that's definitely a boon for Tabletop Simulator, is that it is a more versatile app. But this one simply just lets you play the board games on it, and you will find Kickstarter.
And it's free.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Tabletop Simulator costs money. This is free. And,
yep.
That's a big thing right there.
$3.03, my dude. I bet you can play this thing on a potato. I bet it doesn't take more than 2 gig of RAM.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to play it. I've been able to do just fine on a computer that had 6 gig. So,
whereas even after you buy Tabletop Simulator, and it's not that expensive, then there are still games on there that do cost money. Whereas Tabletopia, free download, free games to play, and then some of the bigger, more well-known games cost money. So what are some things that either you don't like about this particular app, or that you prefer in Tabletopia over Tabletop Simulator, or vice versa?
I hate that this game doesn't have Resident Evil 3 Nemesis the board game 2 yet.
You mean the sequel to Resident Evil 3, the board game?
Yes, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis the board game 2, the sequel to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis the board game.
Oh, man.
International edition.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so Topher, are there any things about TTS that you like more than Tabletopia?
I mean, if you have... I'm one of those people, I develop nothing and I consume everything. So if you're someone that is on TTS and you have the persistence and the eye for detail to create your own models, upload literally every individual thing, and make the mechanics work, I do enjoy TTS because of how expansive it can get with the open source workshop. And that's really its major selling point for me. But this, you'll never forget the thing. This is a gateway to online board gaming. I think this stands alone in that regard. So whether you have upgraded to something that lets you play extremely convoluted or even rare games that you otherwise would have to pay for here because someone has that degree of detail that they're going to put it on TTS.
Well, the other thing is it's the workshop content. That's what really gets me about Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
The workshop, content that they have available where anybody can just make stuff and put it in, and then you can just scroll through and download these tons and tons and tons and tons of games that people have put in.
Yeah.
Some of them are old games from 50 years ago, and others are, brand new that somebody has just made and put in there. And there's just so much more that people are doing for it and uploading it for free so that people could try it.
Mm-hmm.
Tabletop Simulator is worth every penny.
Yeah. It's no secret that I love the game Xayah. And even though Xayah is a separate cost, I think it's $5.99 or something like that, you buy it on Steam. Some people went to the effort and made the expansion, the Embers of a Forsaken Star.
Yeah.
That whole expansion, plus they included instructions to automate things like the patrol ship and the merchant, and the little things just move by themselves. I mean, yeah, it's got something for everyone, definitely, but that's not really what a lot of people are going to want to play when you have a board game night, or if you want to play with family or something like that. But someone's got the Rona upstairs, they're not going to go through the effort of getting Tabletop Simulator just to play board games for one night or a couple of nights. You have to be a little bit more dedicated to probably get something like Tabletop Simulator, and that's why I still like Tabletopia, because the bar to entry is so low.
It is, and not to you can get Kickstarter preview games on here. So prototypes, you're going to find them more so, I think, on TTS, but Tabletopia, depending on which developer you are, the last developer we worked with was Crow D Games, and they put their game on Tabletopia as opposed to Tabletop Simulator, and that's just where we played it. But yeah, we've got many examples of using both of these engines to play board games, and these guys are just making one giant glitch pile right now.
And it's stable.
It's absolutely stable. It's not going to crash. It might slow your computer down, but
1.21 gigawatts of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the board game.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything that I don't like about Tabletopia, other than
that's the thing. Well, how mad are you going to get at something that's free?
Yeah, the only thing
What are you going to do? Get mad and give them money?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that, if you've never played any kind of board game simulator like this, is that it's going to take you longer to actually play the game itself. Yeah, the game is set up itself, and you don't have to set it up or tear it down like you would a physical board game. But since you're basically limited to having one hand and one camera view that you have to move around, then you're basically, it's like you've got one hand tied behind your back while playing the game.
That's it. I figured it out. The thing I don't like about Tabletopia.
What's that?
The UI to actually get into a game and to find your friends and get into a game, that is a huge pain in the ass.
I think, yeah, it is. And they actually just, modified it in the most recent update. I feel like it's a little bit easier, but finding your friends in the first place isn't as intuitive as, say, on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah. Because, on Tabletop Sim, you can just, go by the Steam name, whatever.
Yep.
For this, you have to make your own account. You have to come up with your own names for stuff. Then you have to communicate all that crap. And then, even then beyond it, it's a little unintuitive to how you actually start this state.
Yeah, the last time...
I don't think that's a legitimate. We're three dumbasses. We can figure it out. Somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's a deal breaker for a free game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's kind of a pain. It's about the only thing I don't like. But again,
yeah, how
mad am I going to get at a free game?
Right. So
I think Tabletopia always has a place at the table.
Yeah.
As far as a simulator, just because Tabletop Simulator is out there, just because that Tabletop Battle Arena is out there, we still come back to these things.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick one and go with it all the time.
Definitely not. Yeah. Yeah. The next thing we definitely have to try out is Board Game Arena. Wow, you guys have really... This is broken.
This is actually the optimal way to set up the game. You would know that if you actually read the instructions.
Where did the music come from?
What? What was that?
So our final thoughts, hey, we really enjoy Tabletopia.
Yeah.
TTS has its advantages, Tabletopia has its advantages, but give them both a try and give Board Game Arena a try as well. So if you enjoyed our very playful review of Tabletopia, hope you'll hit the like and subscribe button, bell icon for more board game and video game related videos, and we hope you will consider watching more of the Felroad Express. Perfect timing. See you later.
Cut, print, do it
later.
Not like a German, but like a palm. Like a palm. F-R-O-N-D-S. This is Tabletopia.
Don't look at the yellow name tag or anything. Franz is Franz.
Don't look at the name. You'll go blind. You'll grow hair in your palm and you'll go blind.